Hey everyone, I posted a link to the readings for today, for Ash Wednesday, and the theme running through the readings is to let our hearts be broken, not our garments torn. So in the Catholic tradition, the Catholic Christian tradition, our starting point, unlike some other Christian traditions, is not that we are evil and that there is nothing good in us. It's the opposite. It's that we are good and that God has created us good. And because sin has come into us and into the world through man's disobedience to God, we look to return to God with all our hearts and to let God's love transform us. So for us in Lent, that's what we are focusing on. And we're focusing on God's love for us and the God who loves us so much that he would come down from heaven to this earth to save us. And that's what we focus on in our faith. It's the faith that gives people that great love for others, for their country, for their communities, and it's the faith that inspired people like Nelson Mandela when he was in prison, because to go through these extreme things, extreme hardship, and whether it's in Canada or it's in Africa or somewhere else, it takes God's grace to help us to continue to love and to continue to move forward with our lives. The damage done, for example, with the Holocaust, some people will say, well, God allowed it, but that's evil. Man planned it and man carried it out, just like apartheid. And when we look at our faith, we know that nothing that we do comes about without God's grace and without God's help, because many of us go through extreme circumstances. And even when we ask for help from man, that help is not given. But God works through those circumstances to fulfill his plan. I've drawn on examples in Canada with the corruption in banking, with the racism, with the discrimination. I've drawn on examples of great black leaders like Jesse Jackson, Reverend Jesse Jackson. I've drawn on examples in my own life of things I've gone through. And I'm not one to sit at home and to mope around. I go out and I talk to people, I meet people. When I have the money, I enjoy life. I go to movies, I go to a concert. These are all God's gifts to us. And when we focus on that giftedness and we focus on God's great love for us, we can see the beauty in life as well as the hurt and the pain. And we always start over wherever we are, and we choose to do good. Sometimes people think they're doing good, but actually they're doing evil. Like people that send me text messages saying they're going to have harem parties at my place and bring the lube. Who are they? This is my home. They have no right to send me any lube or to say that my name has been included for orgies, or that if I have sex, they'll pay me extra. Who are they? Because I'm not a prostitute. I don't support the values they promote. So I don't accept it, because I am a child of God, and I don't know which God they worship that supports that kind of filth, but I don't worship that God. So you have to look at what is your starting point. Do you believe that human beings are completely evil, and without that grace of God coming in, man remains completely evil? Or do you believe that we are created in the image and likeness of God, and sin has touched our lives, and sometimes that pain of what we go through is so much that without God's grace, that wound doesn't heal. It doesn't heal. For people like me who have lost everything in a country like Canada, which is supposed to promote equality, women's rights, dignity of work, wage increases, and does the opposite, it's a very deep wound. It's a very deep wound. But I hold on to the good in my life. I hold on to what is still possible. And I hold on to God's grace and God's love. I told you, I think this is all coordinated, because look at what time I'm doing this video. When I'm doing the rosary, when I'm praying, when I'm doing things, they always come up and they vacuum. Nobody comes up at this time of the night to vacuum. Usually they vacuum around 5 p.m. But we trust in the Lord. In the end, good will win, not evil. Not in my life.